Hello everybody. Haven't done a video in a long time, a number of months, about my Z-Scale in a briefcase. Particularly because I haven't done anything with my Z-Scale in a briefcase. I got back to work after my injury, and my injury was kind of why I started it, because I had a lot of time on my hands. So now I'm trying to balance everything back out, and the briefcase kind of got pushed to the back. Anyway, this is going to be a little different video. Sorry, I picked something up. As you can tell, I'm not in front of my green screen. I'm not going to do any fancy special effects or goofy stuff like that. This is a video that I hope will help people. I think it's pretty cool, that want to scratch build some buildings. And what I mean by that is, my wife and I, my wife is a very talented person when it comes to crafts. And what I mean by that is, she likes to decorate tables for dinners at our church. VIP, senior citizen tables. We have a car show coming up at our church. She likes to decorate stuff like that. She's also involved with our children's ministry. She loves to create stuff out of paper and stuff like that. And she's been asking for the Cricut Explore. Now, if you're not familiar with that, it's a machine that you can hook up to your computer, and Cricut Design Space is online, and you can design anything you want. A lot of people that are into the Cricuts, they cut out different designs for decorating glassware out with vinyl. You can cut out, you can make greeting cards, you can make a lot of stuff. So we bought one towards the beginning of the year after we got our tax return. And I was encouraged by it because I had seen on some of the videos pertaining to the Cricut on YouTube that you could cut out balsa wood. Okay? This is 16th inch balsa wood. It's 36 inches long. It's too long. I'll have to cut it in half, and it's 4 inches wide. So I was just goofing around, and I made that on the Cricut out of the balsa wood. Okay? This was easy. Now, with the Cricut machine, if you're going to cut out the balsa wood, you have to purchase, and this is extra, these are the blades. Okay, well, let me rephrase that. This is what they call the deep cutting blade. Okay, what you have to think about is, with the Cricut, it's primarily for paper, cardstock, foam, softer materials. Okay, but they do make this deep cutting blade for cutting thicker material. Okay, so this is the deep cutting blade. I bought it on Amazon, I think, or someplace for just under $20. So after you buy the machine, okay. So anyway, what I'm going to do is show you the design space. I'm going to put together a small N-scale shack, I guess you would call it. You know, it's only going to be, 15 feet in N-scale size by, 15, 20 feet, something like that. I'll figure it out as I go along. But I just want to show people, and along those lines, I kind of got off track here. So anyway, I cut this out. I showed the guys on Google Hangout, okay, on the YouTube Model Builders Google Hangout. So they were encouraged. Then they said, what about styrene? Okay, it's right in my light here. This is 40 millimeter styrene. Okay, we're going to try this. I've already tried it. I kind of know the result, but I'll go over it and I'll show you what happens. Okay? So let's get into the design space. I will tell you, the design space is online. You do not download it to your computer. It's online. Now, you may see ads for, I have the Cricut Explore, okay? You may see ads. The newest version is the Cricut Explore Air. Functionality-wise, it's not that much difference. The only difference between the Explore and the Explore Air is that it comes with the Bluetooth in it, okay? So when they came out with the Explorer, you could buy the Bluetooth separately, the receiver, you plug it in. With the Explorer Air, it comes with it. So now, and they're constantly upgrading. I'm on the Cricut Facebook pages and stuff like that. They're constantly updating it where now you can do your designing on iPads and on your iPhone and just send it via Bluetooth. You don't have to have it connected, and it'll cut it out. So if you see the Explorer and the Explorer Air, that's primarily the difference. I'm quite happy with the Explorer. I do everything on my desktop computer. I have it plugged directly in through the USB plug. And, you know, my wife and I can work with it just fine. So, let's go to design space. I'll kind of show you. I'll keep it, you know, I'm not going to go real technical with design space. I just want to show everybody what design space can do for a model railroader. So let's go to design space, and I'll take it from there. Okay? All right, everybody. So this is the design space. It's Cricut online, and this is how you design your projects. Think of this as your workbench. You may have a cutting mat on your workbench. That's what this is. So I'm going to put a triangle there, and then I'm going to put about 5 squares. Okay? Now they're on top of each other, but you can see them all listed here on the right side. Okay, so I got a little happy here. So, in N scale, a 15-foot high building is 1 inch in N scale. Okay? So, I'm going to take this. This is highlighted. This square is highlighted. This is your edit panel for the sizes. It's all in decimal points. So, you have to convert the fractions to decimal points. Obviously, 1/4 is 0.25, a half is 0.50, and 3/4 is 0.75. Outside of that, I'm lost. So it's easier when I do it that way. This is going to be 1 inch. This lock keeps everything in proportion. So that square is going to remain 1 inch by 1 inch when I hit this. Okay? Now, I'm going to take this triangle and I'm going to unlock the proportions. You can do it here, you can do it at the shape or at the photograph or whatever you're cutting. Okay? So I just unlocked it. So I'm going to make this width is going to be 1 inch, and I'm going to make this 3/4 high, 0.75. Okay? That's our roof. So I'm going to move this over here. Going to kind of set it on top as close as I can. Then I'm going to group them together. Go up here to the top where it says align, center horizontally, and now it's centered horizontally. Okay? So now I'm going to show you how to cut windows and doors with Cricut. If you have parts for scratch building buildings, windows, doors, then you get the measurements and you can custom cut whatever size you want out of that front panel. Okay? First of all, let me do this. I'm going to highlight this. I forgot to do this. I'm going to group this together again. I'm going to change the edit panel to the layers panel. I'm going to hit weld. That's going to weld the triangle to the square. Okay? That is now one piece. Always. Okay? I can unweld it, or I can undo it, but now it's one piece. So now that's highlighted. I'm going to go down here to the bottom right corner and I'm going to hit duplicate. There's my back of my building. Okay? Those are completely identical. So that's the way Cricut's going to cut it out. One's the front, one's the back. Now I'm going to cut windows and doors. One window, one door, just to show you. I'm going to scrunch this way down. I'm going to eyeball it. But like I said, if you have leftover parts from kit bashing, or you have parts that you've bought of windows and doors, measure them, convert them to decimal points, and punch them in here. They'll cut them exactly. So now I'm going to change the color of this. Down here, this blue highlighted line is this square here that I've scrunched down. I'm going to bring up the colors panel. The crafters use this to design their cards or their vinyl or whatever they're cutting out. When they layer one on top of each other, they use this color panel to see what their project is going to look like, what colors look good together, and they'll cut that color paper out or that color vinyl or whatever they're cutting. I'm just going to use this to show you when I cut it out, you'll see me overlay it. I'm going to make sure that this is going to go on front. I'm going to move it over here. Now that window looks a little big to me. I can still scrunch it down a little more. Okay? That little X in the middle of the square means that that's the center. When you have a bigger panel, it shows you where the center of that object is. Okay, so I got a window right there. I'm going to group this together. I'm going to come over here to the right side, the upper panel. Going to hit slice. There's a window. Alright? I just cut a window in that front part of the building. That's how easy it is. Now, I'm going to take that leftover piece and I'm going to design a door. Okay, so this door is 1/2 inch tall, and that is just about what I want because that is 7 feet tall in N scale. Again, I'm not going to worry about the height. I'm just doing this to kind of show you. I'm going to change the color so you see when I overlay it. Make sure it's on the front. It is. I'm going to take it. I'm going to move it over here. Now, this can be a little slow. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to group it together. I'm going to align it to the bottom just to make sure. So that lined the door with the bottom of the building, the front panel. Okay? It's still grouped together. I'm going to come over here to the right side. I'm going to hit slice. There's a door. There's a door. Okay? I don't need that anymore. I'm going to delete it. Let's take this square. We're going to make one of the sides of the buildings. So this is 1 inch tall, and 1.5 inches long would make it 20 feet. You take the edit panel, you unlock the key proportions. The width is going to be 1.5. That'll make it 20 feet long. And 1 inch tall, that's going to make it 15 feet tall. Okay, so just to give you an idea, it's going to cut it and fit it right there. I can take that and I can duplicate it by changing the layers panel on the right side. Come down here. Now I have the other side of the building. There's my two sides of the building. This is going to be 15 feet tall by 20 feet long. I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to go to the edit panel. This is going to be a roof panel. It's going to go right here at this angle. The height is going to be 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. And it's going to be 1 inch. I got to unlock the key proportions. Forgot to do that. And the width is going to be 1.5 because it's going to be as long as these side panels. It's going to be as long as this triangle is high, and it's going to be as long as these side panels. So that's 1.5. Okay? So it's as long as these panels, and it's going to fit right there. Okay? I'm going to take this, change that to layers panel, duplicate it. There's my two panels. This one I don't need, and this one I don't need. That's it. That took 5-10 minutes at the most. I have 6 panels: front, back, side, side, and roof. Okay? I hit go. This shows my mat layout. And I'll show you the mat when I put it into the machine. You hit this go button and it'll tell you to load the mat, and then it will tell you to set the dial to what you're going to cut. I have a special setting with the deep cutting blade, and I'll show you me loading the balsa wood. I'm going to have it all cut up here because this is a 4-inch long, and I'm going to cut this balsa wood to 12 inches wide, and so this will all work out very nicely. I can even, since it's a 4-inch panel, I can move all this here and give myself just a little bit of room. I don't like cutting these too close to the edge and, you know, too close to each other. So I'm going to hit go. It's going to show the layout here. It'll tell me to load it. I'll load it, set my cutting dial, and then press go. But I'll take you to the machine now, and I'll show you cutting the balsa wood, and then I'm just going to show you cutting, I'll show you the machine cutting the styrene. Okay? Alright, let's go to the machine. I'm going to hit go. I have the deep cutting blade in the machine. I'm going to hit go on the computer. I'm going to load. It's going to tell me to make sure I have the deep cutting blade. And I'm going to hit go here. Alright, so now it's done. I'm going to unload it. And I'll be real honest with you. It chipped a couple pieces, like here and here. So I may have to redo that side panel. But if I take this out, I'm going to try and do it with the camera showing. Okay. Try not to break this too much. Okay. So there's a roof side. There's a roof side. There's a side panel. Or no, sorry. There's two roof sides. There's a side panel. There's the front and the back. Okay. That's what it can do. Alright. Now I'm going to put in the styrene, and we'll see how it works. Alright, so I'm going to put in the styrene. I'm going to hit and I'm going to hit go. so now it's done. I'm going to unload it. Now I know it's really hard to see, and I can already tell you that it's not cut out all the way through. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to run it through again. Now the blade goes over each cut 7 times, and I think it adds more pressure each time it goes through. But for 40mm styrene, it's not enough. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to run it through again, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so you saw the machine cut both the balsa and the 40mm. Let me show you, first of all, the balsa wood. Okay. I don't know how well you can make that out. It cut the door, it cut the window. On, I think it was one of the side panels on the roof, it kind of chipped it. So I would have to do it again if I wanted to. And I think that was kind of going against the grain and everything like that. I'll have to clean that blade out a little bit after going through the styrene. Okay, so that's 1/16 inch balsa wood. Now, the 40mm styrene, that's the front panel of the building. Now the window's not cut out. You probably can't see it with the camera and everything, but it's drawn out. I mean, it's cut, but it's not cut all the way through. And to cut things out of the 40mm styrene after you take it out of the Cricut, I would say the best way to do it is, it's a struggle to get it out. It's been cut probably about 75 to 80% through the styrene, but it's a struggle to get it out. I had to cut this out with my box cutter. I don't have my X-Acto knife, my hobby X-Acto knife here where I'm recording. If I was serious about cutting this out, I would probably put like that chisel blade that you push straight down with the X-Acto knife handle. I would probably put that on and go around and trim this out all the way through each piece. But it did cut through the 40mm styrene more than halfway, I would say. So 20mm may work. I don't know how flimsy that is. I haven't worked in styrene for a long time. So that's the Cricut machine. It will work fairly well. And I think you can design some really nice stuff. In some situations, like for HO and stuff like that, the only drawback is the widest that this comes is, I think, 8 inches wide. It comes like 36 inches, 48 inches long, but it only comes 8 inches wide. So for an end scaler, you might make a 2-story house or something like that. For an HO, you may have to stack them. But that's the design space. I hope this helps. Leave your comments and let me know what you think. I may not use this much for this kind of stuff. My Z-scale is going to be really small buildings. I bought one kit. But, I mean, it's an option. So, thank you everybody. Take care. And I'll see you on the Hangouts.